As long as we're talking about mindsets, the mindset that I also want us to be in when we talk about all this is kind of asking, what do we want out of life? What do we want for our communities? You know, this is kind of a deep question that maybe not enough of us talk about, but I think as part of our socialist organizing process and building community and building community supports, we have to really talk about things like this. Like, what do we actually want out of life? What is the purpose of doing any of this? The capitalist culture that we live in will tell us that, like, well, obviously you want to be famous and you want to be wealthy and you want to have lots of money and this giant mansion and stuff like that, but does not necessarily bring happiness. And, you know, we see that in a lot of media culture, you know, books written through the ages, even up to today's movies and TV shows kind of grapple with this question. Are you really happy with this kind of materialist point of view? Or does the happiness actually come from us being in communities and having friends and family and community supports where we could do fun things together and all? So I think when we talk about this, we can sometimes get a little bit lost in the weeds and kind of forget what's the purpose of doing all this. And so for me at least, you know, I'm approaching it from the point of view of, why do we want to organize for an eco-socialist society? Well, it's because that's a society that makes sure that me, my family, my friends, my community, my neighbors, you know, like everybody around me, we make sure that folks are taken care of. And when we encounter challenges, because life is challenging, there's all kinds of unknowns that come up. And when we encounter those challenges, we should be able to tackle them together. We should be able to handle it together as a community, to make sure that we're taking care of each other and that we're all trying to just live the best life that we can. So, yeah, let's also kind of think about that as we move forward through all this stuff. How can the theory and the practice of how we organize for socialism get us closer to those sorts of goals, where we have a life that we're really proud of, right? A society that we're proud of and excited about, because we can make sure that everyone is taken care of. And you can work toward your own goals, whatever those are, creative goals and you know, in sort of word, happiness, right?